Everyone, welcome back to another Block Bro Productions video thing, whatever, whatever. Um, Today we are going over the very wonderful Chapter 2. Similar to the video yesterday, this one's going to be going over the Chapter 2 map. This map is called Neotropolis, similar to how the previous one is called Tortean Kingdom. Each one has a bit of a name, I guess. Um, of course, this one is called Neotropolis because it's new, and then Tropolis, so it's just new city. Not very creative, but you know. Yeah, there's a lot to go over with this world, but the city is a lot smaller than it would actually seem because this house right here is the small house in the city. As you can see, you have the entrance with the kitchen, a little bit of laundry. You have a backyard, or I guess side yard, and then you have a ladder going upstairs, which leads to the bedrooms, and then a balcony, and then you have a pool off to the right. That's what that building looks like. This is the medium-sized house. This is what it looks like. On the interior, you kind of have a living room, very simple stuff. Going around the back here, we kind of have this patio with a bunch of leaves over here and a pool that goes all the way around to the front. And then there's an upstairs as well. And this one has just a bedroom and then another bedroom. And it's because this is mine, I'm allowed to break stuff. We're going to switch it back to sunrise. But yeah, and then the next level of house is the large mansion. And this, of course, is kind of where the futuristic modern look kind of takes shape, where it's like, oh yeah, this island's very much based on, like, the future and stuff. But yeah, you have a pool with a giant slide. And in here we have the main living quarters, and it kind of is very sleek. I really should have not used only quartz. That is horrendous looking. Over here you have a little bridge balcony over to the dining room, which goes down under the ground in a mini basement over to a bedroom. And then you can go back over to here and then go back down, and then you can go over to here and enter the house through the... Yeah, there's definitely some blocks missing there. And then you can enter through the back door and get onto the third floor, which goes across the little neo-futuristic bridge. And you get to a ball pit with orange and gray colors, and you also have the water slide. The reason why it's orange and gray is because of a very specific thing. The SEO were the main villains of the story. That's going to be a very well-known fact. They were they were the main villains from chapter 1 through chapter 6. And now there's not really a main villain other than something called the Abyssal Serpent. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, very detailed. Anyway, when I say we'll get to there in a minute, we'll get there in like chapter 6 time. But here we have the SCO headquarters. Now, this building is only present in Season 7, which is the season we're in. And it is a very sleek build. It's very modern, and there's some vaults. And once again, I'm allowed to break my stuff because it was mine. Over here used to be a giant agency, which was super cool. It was like actually, yeah, that's the rebuilt version of this. And then you would get teases. Yeah, predicted landing space. We'll take out Mary's hut and the hospital parking. We have an idea to stop the invasion. We'll make bombs. The 0 point can only bloom 3 times. That's not canon anymore. Every time we risk our existence. So yeah. You also may have noticed that there's a giant thing in the sky. This season is called Invasion. And that's because it was alien themed. And that's what the mothership looks like. And believe it or not, there's actually an entire interior to this place. I just need to find it. Just need to do some torches down and locate where wherever the heck this is. Oh yeah, one of these houses were abducted. And you actually have the abduction, wow. The abduct, okay, the places where they were abducted. But yeah, we have the house, and it kind of is flooded because of pipes, but yeah. So this is what the interior of the mothership looks like. It's not actually in the mothership. And then you have a little teaser for the other season, which actually technically isn't even canon anymore, and then you would fall through here, and then you would fall through the sky. But here's what the interior of the mothership looks like. There is no interior. I just changed this to be blue because it looked colorful on the map, so yeah. But anyway, oh, there's that little volcano there. We have the hospital. I don't think I'm gonna go over every building just because they're not very cool. Honestly, I'm not even, yeah. We'll just go over to the school. Now, this school actually does have some canonicity to some parts in the story. We have a little pool right there as well. But it's primarily just building up the characters known as Scarlet, Nyx, and Nexus, both of which are very important characters, and you'll actually see that once we get to the big finale event of Chapter 7. And then we kind of have this thing, and then I'm pretty sure that, yeah, there was something over here. I have no idea, though. But we have a weight room. Very, very simple. And then you actually have the main cafeteria. This cafeteria is really cool. If I switch it to day, maybe noon. Yeah, you kind of have those nice, like, sun rays. It's very, like, almost nostalgic if you think of it that way. Maybe not, actually. Wow, those lights are really bad looking, but it's okay. Oh, wait, yeah, there's also a gym. This is definitely one of the best gyms I've ever done. And I actually haven't done a school POI or a school, like, yeah, actually just, I don't even think I've ever had a designated school POI. Maybe other than Chapter 7, but yeah. And then we have a little balcony up here. I think this is the nurse's office. No, bathroom. This should be storage. Going up, we have the principal's office. Stuff. I think. Yeah, and then we have a little balcony off here. And it would appear there's a pool out back. Whoa! I forgot about this playground. This playground was so intricate. It was crazy. But yeah, it looks like we have parking back here and a little basketball court and volleyball court. We're gonna hop back up here into the band room. Oh wait, no, the band room is over there. No, wait, no, the band room's down here. Wait, no, this is the library. Wait, the band room's down here. Holy crap. Wow, this is a lot taller than I remember it being. Yeah, here's a library. My favorite library that I've ever built. It's very detailed. It's actually also very dark as well, and I guess that kind of adds a sense of beauty a little bit to it. There's the nurse's office, and as we go up, this is where it just turns into normal classes, really. Some very boring stuff. And then we already kind of saw it over here. And then once we go up, we should have our science and labs. Yeah, so we have science up here. Looks like it's chemistry. And then we have culinary, I think. Or woodshop, maybe. I think over here's culinary, if I'm not mistaken. No, wait. No, this is woodshop. The other one was culinary. So yes. And, oh, wait, I forgot this one over here. No, wait, this is culinary. So what's this one? Is this welding? Might be welding. But yes, that is all I'm going to go over for Neotropolis. You also have this little volcanic area, which is kind of a play on something that was in a Chapter 1 area. We also have an area where the moon crash landed. For Season 4, the moon was blown up by the SEO. And actually, there was 2 moons canonically, and one of them actually turned out to be Decay and Last Reality. So that's what, yeah, so that's also part of my story, just so you know. Over here, we have the main SEO governmental headquarters, and it's kind of destroyed. But if I go into here, you actually had the 0 point on the interior. You also had other stuff over here. You kind of had like a lab area. And then back here, you had the main little area. Not with the main villain, but very important. And then you kind of have more like lab areas and stuff. There was actually going to be some really intricate redstone that would have led down into a little cave with the 0 point, and it would have revealed it. But nah. Anyway, oh, you also have this little like lookout. This taiga is one of my favorite taigas that has ever been in my story. I mean, it has just a really good like look to it. But really, there's not much else going on. I think there is an area where the 0 point kind of rifted something in. Yeah, over here. It was very, very hidden within the woods. Like it was. I think I forgot it in my original video touring the place. But yeah. Anyway, now we can go on and look at our wonderful Funland Fair. You heard that right. This POI is called Funland Fair. Neotropolis City is also just called the Neotropolis. But fun. Yeah. You had a little roller coaster thing. Speed machine, that's what that is. You had the rocket roller coaster. Wow, I'm really bad at spelling back then. You have a Ferris wheel. I think this is just called Ferris wheel. Flipping Ferris wheel, yeah. Bouncy castle. Funland roller coaster. And then what? What would this be called? Park. Yeah. Oh, I remember what the Funland roller coaster. Actually, that yeah. We're gonna look at what these are. Like, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to press that button. It's okay. We'll just hit this. Bang, and we go faster. Wow, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit my head on that. I think. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're picking up speed now. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, shoot. Am I gonna... Oh, no. We good. We good. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. This would have been a little flippy doodah thing, but that doesn't work in Minecraft, so... Too bad. Honestly, a pretty solid POI if I do say so myself. I'm pretty proud of this. Well, actually, not really proud of it, but I guess it's cool for what it is. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to go over this track, but it did, and honestly, it was cooler. Okay, time to go to a little mini location. This was my first iteration of an unnamed like thing that was on the map, really, or a larger thing that was unnamed and without like a POI name. And it was just a little cargo place. And the thing is I was originally gonna have a bunch of roads like leading everywhere, but it ended up just kind of being like, nah, we don't need that. But yeah, that's what that is. But if we just go and take a gander across the entire ocean, this ocean would definitely not be here if it was made today. I wouldn't be making my own islands, just so you know. This would have also been an island. I actually do have like a very unique idea, I think. If you would like me to rebuild islands in a smaller way, but kind of keep them cool, I would love to do that. Here we have SCO steamers. Now, this was an area that was abducted by the aliens, but it is a very large power plant, and you will see... Never mind, that's a spoiler. Oh, wait, no. Season 7's already out. Season 7 of Chapter 7 has a POI extremely similar to this one. So yeah, originally I kind of messed up commands I was doing, and it kind of made that giant crevice. So yeah, that's an issue. But luckily, I just kind of fixed it a little bit. Anyway, if we go all the way across this part of the island, or this part of the map, we will reach another mini POI. Now, this POI is unnamed, but it's very unique. Also, in the top right, there's just a bunch of islands, and there really is not much in those islands. I really could have done something cool. But yeah, this is just a little like kind of like an old village, very reminiscent of Chapter 1 villages. Uh, but yeah, very, very simple. It's kind of like, I don't know, I think the story was like they were rebels of the SCO. Probably cut from my story just because a lot of things are cut from my story just because like a lot of it don't make no sense. Anyway, we have a little museum. This used to be a museum and an arcade for Chapter 1. But yeah, Tortean. You have the little 0 point. You have a sword. You have the Tortean castle. You have an old table from that back then. And we actually have a full map. So Tortean would have been right here. Nexus is right here. Plethralis is right there. Florenda, Baron, and Marshera. Uh, I don't know why I didn't place anything over there. But this is a pretty accurate representation of what the map looked like. Anyway, we have the Tortean clock tower, and we actually have the Tortean house, which is very cool. For some odd reason, that glass is still there. And sadly, it's in ruins, but it's cool nonetheless. And actually, I made this during COVID, so there's this room here. COVID is trapped within a cell, and that doesn't really make sense because this doesn't take place on Earth. Um, so we're just gonna ignore that. Anyway, moving along. As we come up here, there are 2 POIs and also a few little things along these archipelagos and stuff. We have a crashed, yeah, 2 crashed boats over here. Very small boats. They're just nice little quality of life things. Over here, we have a little rift zone where the mountain was. This was another area where the aliens abducted the thing. And this is the house that was redone. This house did appear in Chapter 2, but was redone to become more modern. And across this forest, we come across one of my favorite POIs of all time, and I will continue to make it until the ends of time. I'm pretty sure it was remade in Chapter 7. So yeah, yeah, that's where we're at. My fault. Um, we have the Starlink Mall. But yes, this is it's just a large mall, one of my favorite buildings I've ever done. You'll kind of see why. It's just super like it feels like a mall. I mean, what can I say? And plus, you have all these really cool like windows that make it feel even cooler. You have a food court with a river running through it that goes down here into a pond. I mean, come on. You have a waterfall in here. This is an amazing POI, dare I say. Possibly the best on this map. Well, I would say it's the best on the map, but there just so happens to be a POI that's way better. At least it was in Season 1. This POI is called, wait, Hopeful Hotel, I think. Starlink Mall was called Mega Mall. This was abducted by aliens and also hit by something. It was hit by something. I don't quite remember. But it is the 4-ring hotel. And the reason why I call it that is because it used to be symmetrical, and you would have a ring there, a ring there, a ring there, and a ring there. And the big idea of this was very luxurious. There was gold all over the place. And it's made entirely of copper, so sadly it doesn't look as good as it did way back when, and honestly, I don't know why I made it entirely out of copper, but it did look a lot better. Honestly, I do really like the reflectiveness, though. The reflectiveness is super cool. You also have some roulette tables. It's just a very nice POI. that I'm gonna say it right now, I do plan on redoing it at some point, similar to a lot of the Chapter 2 POIs, but that is not in the near future, so I do apologize, but, you know, sadly, that's not in the near future. But over here, we have another landmark POI. So this isn't named, but it is cool. This was hit by a meteorite, and it actually just a big, like, water purification center. So, yeah, I think you have some water coming out of pipes over here. So, yeah, it was kind of like the sewage plant of the island. Not really island. I can't really say that. Usually, my maps are islands, usually. Anyway, we have this little mini landmark over here, and this is actually based off of every single major city in Chapter 1. So we have Nexus with the Leaf, Baron, Marshera, Plethrolis, Tortean, and down here we have the names of all those. Florenda, Plethrolis, Marshera, Tortean, Nexus, Baron. And those are the major ones. There's also Retorando and some other ones, but we don't need to go over those. But with that being said, that is the entire tour of the Chapter 2 island. Not really island, sorry. The Chapter 2 map. It is a very well done map. There's a lot I could have done more with. And if you would like to see me redo this map, don't tell me to redo Chapter 1. Chapter 1's too cool. No, I will leave that up to debate. As we go through here, comment down below if you would like to see me redo some of these maps. And with that being said, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Goodbye.